So something I'm going to talk about is connecting why with what using vision to value mapping. Ooh, missing why. Yeah? How many of you feel that that why is missing in our work? Raise your hand or shout out. Okay, good. Too many times. Yes, yes. Okay, so I will not bore you with this. So yeah, Lavaneesh Gautam, you can figure it out. Who am I later on as well. Okay, so I found out this cartoon some time ago on LinkedIn. I will not like to claim this is mine. If anybody knows whose it is, please let me know later on. But how many of you can feel that they have been into situation like this? Raise your hand higher, please. Quite a lot of people. Isn't it? We are building stuff, but we don't even know why the hell we are building. Yeah, I have built 10 features. Why? I don't know. My project manager asked me to do it. My product manager asked me to do it. So that's why I do it. Yeah? So, a little bit about a story time, okay? So, once upon a time, last year, okay, I was working with some bank, one of the largest bank here in the UK. And as part of my product consultant, product advisory work, I sometimes go and talk to the teams as well. Sometimes we should, isn't it? Yeah. Don't always listen to the big people. Sometimes go and talk to the normal people as well, like developers, engineers and all. So I asked those people, guys, what you have built in the past couple of months? Surprise, surprise. They gave me certain number of Jira tickets. Yeah. They gave me number of features, okay? And then I asked them this question as well, that, okay, get it. How many of you think that the work that you have done in the past 1 month or something is connected with the user or the customer value? Few people, they were still able to connect that. Good. But then I asked this question to them, okay, how many of you can then connect this work with the business value for your bank? Hardly anybody could do that. Yep. So, what I started doing, so I am a trainer, okay? So after every training, I started running this kind of survey as well, that, okay guys, how many of you think that your team members can connect their day-to-day work with the value? And I specifically asked value for the business, not just for the value for the users and the customer, probably maybe we are getting better at it, yeah? But it's the value of the business which sometimes I think is getting missing in itself. And so far, 2 out of 3 people have said, we can't. Anybody feel something like this in your environment as well? Yeah? Should we worried about it? Yeah? Okay, great. So, few things which I definitely want to talk about. Sometimes as a leader, as a manager, sometimes we feel that, okay, our engineers, developers, coder, whoever it is, okay, they love talking about, they love enjoying the coding, give them a desk, they will work on certain tickets and all that. That's what we feel sometimes, isn't it? That's why we start chasing their productivity a lot. How much busy you are, my friend? Okay. But the fact is, if anybody is coming here from the engineering background, yeah, we love solving problems, isn't it? Yeah. And the problem which is happening within, I think, our industry is that when we are giving these solutions, these Jira tickets, these big backlog items without that why to our people, okay, we are killing the joy. We are killing their motivation. And more importantly, we are killing the innovation. So how many of you feel that our organizations, they do need innovation and the ideas from the people who are building it? Please raise your hand. I know you are just after the lunch. If you feel that, yes, sometimes they got into this thing, raise your hand, shout out. So majority of you are already down, so that's fine, okay? Yeah. We need to bring that joy back in our work, yeah? Okay? And this is sometimes I try to talk a lot as well, that our people, our team members, they are value creators, my friend. They are not Jira tickets burner. They are not story point burners. They are not ADO ticket burners. They are value creators. And if they cannot connect their work with the value, sorry, we are failing somewhere. Yeah. So who is responsible for bringing this vibe, bringing this value in our work? Don't blame other people, probably you are. And if you can't, then ask someone as well. Take this accountability on our hands or someone else as well. And that's our collective responsibility. It's not about pointing fingers. I asked for it, but that person doesn't give me. I don't care. If that person cannot answer, then you need to keep probing that person as well. I don't think we should work on any item, any work, which you cannot connect with the user value or the business value. Yeah. Yes?
Time for discussion, or is that later?
If you have got a question, yes, you can. Why not?
Okay, so challenge that I have, and I'm a Scrum Master.
Yeah.
Maybe this is my fault. There is something I'm doing wrong here. I find sometimes with teams I'm working with, is when I try to do things, have the team self-organize and embrace the goal, identify what needs to be done, speak to the business, identify the goal, own the goal, plan the sprint. On the call, it'll just be silence. And this is not just a one-off, but consistently. Some people I work with, I admit, maybe there's something I'm doing wrong. But some people really, they don't seem to want to or able to have an interest in business value. Consistently. I don't, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but my experience.
Probably it's not just your fault in itself. It's a systemic fault, I think. As a system, sometimes we fail in that. And we are asking people, do this, do this, do this. We have been so much time, we have focused on delivering just the features, features, features. And sometimes there is a lack of psychological safety, isn't it? There are so many talks going on, maybe today and tomorrow, around the psychological safety. If I don't feel safe that if I give somebody an idea, okay, then I'm probably not going to give it as well. I will say, just give me the ticket. If something got failed, I can blame you, not me, in itself. So yes, there is a lot of cultural element that needs to be built around it as well. Innovation doesn't happen overnight. You cannot change people's mindset with just 2 days code. Sorry, if you feel like that, it doesn't happen, isn't it? Changing culture, changing mindset requires thousands of 5-minute action. And I think, mate, if you keep challenging this thing, one day at least one person will change, and maybe that person will change another person as well. And that's how things work. So even having this question, maybe I'm doing something wrong, is a good start. Because that will probe you to think about, okay, do I need to ask my manager? Do I need to ask someone else to help me get that clarity as well? Maybe there is a cultural issue, team feel not safe, there is a lack of trust. What is the root cause of it? That you can then figure it out. I'm not sure whether I have answered your question or not, but
It aligns with what
yeah, okay. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so yes, so you can see this person, hamster in hamster cage, you have seen that? More Jira tickets, more feature. Okay, but what we need is we need people working together, okay, because we love solving problems, isn't it? That's what we want. We are value creators, our team members are value creators, we must be able to connect that. And if we can't, nobody's fault, nobody's blaming, okay? Just ask this question. Because sometimes our people and people above us, they are under so much pressure that they miss out on that. It's not their fault. They miss out on that, okay, I just had a very urgent call with the client. Okay, in that sometimes they can miss out on certain things as well. By asking questions, you can help them. Okay. Okay, so this is where I can probably talk about vision to value mapping. Okay, so what vision to value mapping is, it's, you can say, very simple thing. Okay, so we're starting with a vision. What vision is? Vision is your long-term goal, isn't it? We all working towards a goal. If that goal is not clear, then it's very much like you are in a sea of Jira tickets and you have got no compass. Yeah? You will just go here, there, busy working, we will have the busy people, but where we want to go, probably we will not know. Okay? And again, one thing I want to talk about here is that, guys, there are many frameworks out there. Don't just stick to one. Okay? I have seen many companies, oh, we are using OKRs, everything will be fine from now. Okay, can you please tell me what is your OKR? Complete 100 Jira tickets by the Q2. Awesome! Yeah? Anybody seen something like this? That your OKR turned into something like, OKR delivered these many number of tickets or these number of features, something like this. Okay? What we're talking about is that these tools and frameworks are there, and there is a why behind it. These are what and how. Why is that vision, that long-term goal, what we're trying to achieve in first instance in itself. Okay? Probably when you're talking about the vision, it might be connected with our users and the customers as well. Maybe some kind of business problem in itself. Yeah? That's the long-term goal. Without these goals, it's very difficult to know what could be our next step in itself. Okay? If you don't know about these tools, that's fine, guys. Google it. Or not, ask ChatGPT. It can help you. Okay?
Sometimes gives you wrong answers.
Well, that's something to start with, isn't it, man? Yeah, something to start with. But again, there are many, many more. These are just few. 5 I have put it up there, but there are many, many more. Maybe build your own. Yeah? Maybe build your own to just identify your goal. What could be our long-term goal in itself? Yeah. Then comes the next part, which is the value assumptions. Okay, when you have got clarity of the goal, then you start thinking about the value. So here you're seeing 2 icons. One icon is for the value for the business, and another icon is for the value for the customers. Okay. How many of you feel sometimes that, okay, let me ask this question. If you are only and only focusing on the customer value and you cannot connect this with the business value, what will happen? You go bust. How many of you have seen that many startups go bust? They are very good in understanding the user value, but they somehow fail in this part. You must be able to connect these two. Yeah? This is the important part. Because if you can't connect with that, this is where the strategic misalignment happens. Because your stakeholders, your leaders, they worry more about this part. Yeah? As a product people, we worried more about this part. And then we go to them and say, mate, I want to fix this technical debt or something. And they say, no, 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 more features, more features. Because they are not connected with that. And this is why it's so important to bring that business value within our work as well. This is what the leaders and managers, maybe the C-suite people, they care about. They give a damn about customers and users sometimes. Yeah? Probably they want to care about, and I'm not just talking about value in terms of the money always. Okay, value there is also in terms of the cost reduction. If you're coming from a government organization, probably they are not the profit making. For them, majority of their program, they are working towards reducing the cost. If you're working in NHS, okay, probably again, not the profit making, maybe the cost reduction and also the societal benefit. They are as well. What is that value? I think we must be able to understand that. And if we can provide that value, I think, to our people, then they are not just Jira tickets burner. They are something more than that. Yeah? Yeah. Again, a little bit more here. Okay, so something which I was mentioning here. Identify the value for the customer. Identify value for the business. And guys, please connect these both. Okay? Otherwise, we are creating a lot of misalignment related issues, strategic as well as the stakeholder as well. Okay. Now, you might have seen that on the title, it says the assumptions. Come on. Nothing is proven until it reaches to the market or you have validated it. And that's why I like to call this as that these are the assumptions only at this stage. You do not know that this is exactly what my customer wants. This is exactly how it can increase the profit or something like it. All these are assumptions, and that's where you want to deliver it. You want to experiment those things. Yeah. Again, so many tools. Yeah. Jobs to be done can help you in understanding the problems our customers are trying to do as well, their value proposition canvas, lean UX, and again, many more. Don't just limit yourself with one or two in itself. Maybe you can utilize others as well. If one doesn't work, maybe try something else. Yeah? Because your aim is not to follow these tools and framework. Your aim is to understand what the value assumptions I have got. So again, do you think this is something that you can try to build within our work as well? Yeah?
Quick question. Shall we aim to move away from assumption to measurable elements that we can keep on validating progressively? Because value assumption, they remain assumptions.
Yes.
How can we shift into something closer to reality?
Thank you for this, because this is something that what we need to do as well. We just can't just limit here. You have to deliver the things as well, isn't it? So it's about the value discovery and the value delivery as well. There are few things we want to experiment. Not everything needs to be delivered, and also not everything needs to be experimented as well. Yeah? If something is low risk, high value, sorry, I'm not going to run 100 user interview things for that. I will just build it. Yeah, I will just build it and measure it that, okay, whether it has really delivered the value or not. Yeah. But if something is high value and high risk, okay, definitely, probably I should do something else. Maybe I should run surveys. Maybe I should do user interviews. Maybe I should do beta testing or something to actually validate that in itself. Because if I build something and then go there, it's a huge cost. To me, Agile is nothing but a best risk mitigation strategy. Experimentation are not the cool things. If you rephrase experimentation with your leadership and the management as a something to test our risk, they get it. Sometimes we have to change our language to connect with them as well. If you go and say, mate, I want to run an experiment. Oh, no, mate. We have got so much of backlog to do, 100 features to do, no time for experimentation. Go back. Yeah? But if you say, mate, I am running a test, and if we do that, maybe we can learn about a risk of somewhere around 200,000 pounds. It's a 2-month worth of development. But I don't think we should do that. Why not I just, you do some kind of Figma digital prototype with 20 different users? How much it will cost? Maybe a day, mate. Oh, that's fine, mate. If 1 day of work gives you, saving you something, why not? It's just that sometimes we need to tweak our language as well. If your language does not connect with your leaders and the managers' language, sorry, it will end up being more meetings, more reports. How many of you are busy in the meetings? Yay! Hell yeah! Awesome. Okay, so again, same thing which I just mentioned is pretty much repeated here. Guys, analyze risk and the value again. Okay, don't just fixate on the one solution. Maybe try to explore. This is where maybe there's something like design thinking approach could be quite helpful. Yeah, what different kind of options we have got. Focus on the outcomes rather than just the output itself. When we focus on that, I can get the same outcome through maybe the 10 different ways. And that gives you an option to think about risk and the value analysis. Which one of these is the high risk? Which one of this is the low risk? Which is the high value, low value? That's something that you can put in itself. Again, many tools. You can use impact mapping. You can use opportunity solution tree. Scrum can become here, Kanban come here, KNO model, hypothesis-driven development, and many more again. Don't be slave of these tools and the framework. Remember, what you're trying to deliver is simple thing, value. Okay? We are discovering the value through the experimentation. Some things low risk, high value, just deliver it. Some things high risk, high value, experiment it. And probably this is what we keep on going as well. Yeah. Now, one big thing which we missed so far, metrics. How do we know whether we are delivering the value, whether we are, how do I understand whether my value assumptions are proven or not, whether my experimentation are doing or not? Maybe that's something that what you need to do is measure something at each level in itself. Without the metrics and the measurement, I don't think we know where we'll end up eventually as well. Yeah. Okay. So let me give you a real life example. Okay. It's a little messy, but that's fine, guys. Okay. Life is messy. Product development is messy. Okay. It's supposed to be messy. Okay. So last year I was working with one ed tech company, and what we do is we build a learning management software kind of system where people like me can go and build e-learning courses, okay, for my students and things like that. Okay, so one challenge that we were facing was that we wanted to grow our number of educators. Educator means the people who are creating those e-learning courses, okay, by 20% or something. Now, when I look into that, I can think of there are many different users sometimes in our life, isn't it? Okay. One is, let's say, Emma, the educator. Okay. Another is Lola, the learner. Now, to meet this thing, we knew that, okay, which of the users we want to focus on for the next 1 year or the 5 months or the 6 months in itself. Yeah. If everything is important, okay, then nothing is important. Who can be your key target user at this particular point of time in itself, okay? So again, this is something what we did, that, okay, guys, this is where we want to focus more on. If eventually it helps certain Lola the learner, that's fine. But that's where our focus is, okay? Then, value assumptions. So again, few examples. So like say boost customer satisfaction detection and reduce educators onboarding time. These two things, you can say they are more of the business focused in itself. Something as a business we do care about, yeah? But we very quickly learned as well that, okay, if we want to reduce this onboarding time, there will be many educators, but if we can't satisfy them, they will start leaving us as well. So that's why what we did was we want to focus on this one. Again, prioritization at level 2. Okay? And then we started thinking about from the educator perspective. Okay, yes, they want to engage and retain learners, but one thing that we learned through our surveys as well, that, okay, what they want is they want to market their courses well. Okay? And that we thought that, okay, if we connect this with this line, we somehow can connect our business value with our user value as well. That's what this little curvy line is showing, okay? And when we have got that, then certain things, high value, low risk, creation of the coupon codes, awesome. Our teams, they knew it very well. There were certain APIs, we just built it, quick delivery, awesome. I'm not going to run an experiment for these things, okay? What we did experiment for? Something like this. Because we thought that maybe if we provide some kind of price change automatically based on if I'm in India or if I'm in UK, something says $30, another says $20, okay, or $10 based on the economy or purchase parity or whatever you use it, okay, yeah. We thought that maybe this is what people want because a couple of people, they said about it. But this was something high risk for us. Because we knew if we can't deliver these features well, there are going to be so many number of calls. Also, this was costly for us to deliver and maintain and all as well. What we did for this, we actually started with certain user interviews first. Then we did more surveys. Then we did certain digital prototypes. Then we did the beta test. Then we put it into the production. You want continuous experimentation. Experimentation never stops. Even going to the production is like an experiment for you. Yeah? And this is what we were doing in itself. All these green ticks that you do, this is the prioritization that we were doing at each level in itself. Yeah, metrics, I have not put all of it, but again, yeah, at the top level, the most important metric for us was active monthly revenue generating creators. Not just loss of creators and the educators, but people who are actually revenue generating in itself. Yeah, that was something as a business as we wanted as well. Again, churn rate, growth of educator, and this is at this level, maybe I can talk about the speed of delivery as well. Something like cycle time I can measure. Something like customer usage, feature usage. Again, these things are going to be very different for your company. Yeah, figure out your metrics on own. Don't just copy. Your work, your environment, your product, your team is different than the others. Don't just copy. Take inspiration, try it. If it works, well, great. Try something else.
In your case, I read there very specific and the target was not so specific, right? Because if I read the target now would be grow number of revenue generating creators. So my question is, do you create a loop where you start from something you want to measure, and by discussing how you measure, then you go back and you change?
Thank you, my friend. Yes, because that's how the refinement happens. Strategy is never constant. Visions are never constant. You keep learning, and this is the inspect and adapt empiricism in action. We need to change. Sometimes our product strategy starts. You think this is what my customer is, persona, but then you deliver it, and then you're like, oh, maybe these 3 needs are good, but this 4th one is not good. Get rid of it. Yeah. But again, if you are using some tools like personas, and if you have not updated your persona in the past 6 months, sorry, my friend, something, somewhere, something is wrong. Because if you are using it, delivering it, you will learn, and your persona will get updated. And if it is not getting updated, it's eating dust in Confluence. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. Last, again, I have pretty much talked about this thing in itself. Okay. What it does is, okay, it helps in this strategic alignment eventually, because now you can see our business people what they want, and then also what our customers want as well. And that's where you start seeing that alignment with top level and also into our day-to-day work. Another is a stakeholder alignment. I have seen many places where the stakeholder talk different language, we talk different language. Yeah. And when it cannot meet, it actually causes a lot of issues, more meetings and things like that. We want that stakeholder alignment as well. And that eventually what happens is the improved prioritization, which you could see. Okay, at top level, what goal do you want to focus? Value assumptions, we got 5. Which one you want to focus on? This. Then the next level, do that risk and value analysis as well at the same time. And that eventually helped us in the better communication, not just within the team, but outside the team as well. If you have got vendors, it helps them in understanding as, okay, this is what you're trying to achieve. Your vendors, if you are going to them, they have got smart workforce. If you are just giving them 10 features or the 10 Jira tickets to build, I don't think we are using their smartness then. Yeah. They work probably with the 10 different clients at the same time. What do you want is you want to get something from them as well. Give them the problem to solve, give them the need. And I can bet you they will amaze you with the kind of solution they can come up with. They are expert of these solutions. We are not sometime. Yeah. Hey. And then the last one, because it's an empiricism at its work, it helps us in building this adaptive and the flexible planning, which I think was the Agile eventually made for. I think so. Okay. And guys, here I stop as well. On time. Am I right, Ahmad? Awesome. Any questions?